Okay, I am draining my nutrient tub. This was anaerobic for about a day and a half and aerobic for about a day and a half. That's what's in there. And after the first spurt of methane smelling water, which kind of builds up, I think it's because there's a dead spot in this pipe here where there's never any oxygenation. The water coming out smells sweet. I don't understand it. It's like a delicate floral scent. And I thought it was something on my hand from before, but then I did a before and after comparison with my other hand, and it's definitely in the water. So it doesn't taste sweet. I tasted just a little bit of it and spit it out. It just tastes like plain water. It's very strange. So the first amount of this, there was a big clump of material that came out, which I kind of dumped on the top in there. Maybe part of that muck. And then after that, there's really not much that comes out because it's not a turbulent tub in there. Nothing's swirling around, so everything basically just comes down in a straight line. And it doesn't pull any extra crap through. Only after you adjust the valve, you open it, and then the suction's greater, then you start getting more crap in. So I kind of started off slow, and I don't mind taking a little bit longer because I don't want to unclog this pipe again. As you can see, the water in the sump tank is pretty murky compared to the almost crystal water in the other tank. I think this water is full of microsolids. Digestate, you might call it maybe, or feedstock that's partially digested or for the most part digested. But nothing's really catching in the net. A little bit of, not much. But it's a pretty rough weave too. Standard fish net. So something to say about the remaining material in the sump tank, or the nutrient tank up there, is where is it all going? And I think this is proof positive that this is working, and an effective way to release nutrients from plant matter is to break it down anaerobic, then aerobic, and the only thing that's left is the stuff that's not digestible. Looks like it's mostly cellulose type of stuff. And I wonder if that doesn't get digested over the long term, because I have put so much material into this tub, and it stays, it just keeps breaking down. So that'll be cool. Cool. I wonder when I'll have to clean it out. Alright, looks like the flow's slowing down pretty good. I have it propped on something like that. Oh, Superman. Opened it. Sometimes opening the valve, if you're already clogged up, doesn't really do much good. Oh. Yeah, we're getting pretty low anyway. And what's nice is the mosquito larva gets sucked up into down into the drain and get caught by my net, and then I feed them to my fish. And another way of incorporating the nutrients back into my fish tank. And I should also mention that the duckweed here is really, really thick. It gets concentrated by the current that comes out of that pipe, and so I've been dipping down and putting a handful in my fish tank, and after a couple of days it's gone. Goldfish are pretty good about eating. Alright, we're getting some gnarly smell. I think we're draining off some of that anaerobic sludge now, so let's... Alright, we got the valve closed. You can see some kind of crap, more crap was building up, definitely. And not too many little wrigglers this time. I'll just dump them back in here. Okay, thank you, net. Wow, that's pretty gnarly. And I put a little bit of that clay dust stuff, but I definitely, oh wow, wow. I definitely didn't put that much in, so this must be the remains. Yeah, there's a strong, I'd say hydrogen sulfide smell. Methane, maybe. Some kind of a slug that fell in, I think. Oh, that's a fish. Alright, that's that fish that I put in. And oddly enough, has not been very much digested. Oof. Yeah, this is where it all goes, I guess. And that muck is where the magic happens, I guess. And I put some anacris in there. So see what breaks down. And there's my snapdragon is breaking down. The leaves rotted off, so yeah, seems like mostly what's left over is stems, and this is corn stem, and like a cornstalk stem, I think. And then all these little fibers are from grass, I think. There was some celery in here that broke down, stuff like that. So cool, what a noxious, nasty looking mess. And alright, so now my tank is empty and we're gonna add some water to it. Something just totally messed up my strawberries and my gravel. My drainage is under there, but somehow it's working, so I'm leaving it alone. It's still draining, I'm just not gonna mess with it. And it's got really, I see a lot of solids down in there. Kind of interesting. Warm solids, I guess. Okay, my hose. Now the trick with the garden hose is knowing when to turn it off and remembering to do so. Been a particular problem for me lately. But I can't forget to do it if I'm taking a video. Alright. We got water. Boom, she's blowing. Usually what I do is I'll just kind of rinse off the walls of the tub. This is part of the loganberry that's growing into the sump tank, and it's just getting digested. It's yeah, that's something. Alright, so we'll let that run. Boom. And while that's filling, let me just go over what's going on in here. Loganberry, of course, is expanding like crazy everywhere it can. This grow bed really needs a trellis from that post to that post, coming back. Gee, how's my light is all messed up. Oh. Alright. Like that trellis, but coming towards me. And another one going away from the grow bed towards that side. My raspberries are, well, technically I guess it's maturing. I pulled one of those off earlier and it's sweet. But I think it was just a starter strawberry raspberry. The raspberry plant's just, you know, it was a test run. Another test run. But then the other one seemed to be developing okay. So we'll find out. And those acorn squash from the other day are now super huge, getting bigger. And my goodness. Seems happy. And these strawberries got scratched up. That's a stump of a strawberry right there. But it'll grow back probably. AP has seems to lend amazing regenerative properties to plants, or perhaps just unlocks that existing potential. I found a pumpkin, and behind it is another pumpkin. I don't know if we can see it, maybe. Boom, number 2. Little babies. And of course the pumpkin plant is coming down, down, down. And just keeps growing. More orange on this pumpkin, which is nice. And this grow bed might be getting a little bit too much water because it's pooling over here. But I've already got it turned way down, so I think we're clogged. I don't know. But we'll find out. Probably just have to let it lie fallow for a little while and let the worms eat all the roots. There's a great shot of that pumpkin. And some blackberries there too. Mullein, which is lives up to the label. And wow, look at the orange trees putting lots of little new guys out. Boom. And maybe there's oranges on there. And there's an orange right there. And so many tomatoes. It is ridiculous. That poblano pepper has so many poblanos. It's really kind of kicked in. I think everything's kicked in, and I think it's really due to the extreme density and diversity of the biological life that is cultured in this tank. And then released into the system. So this is about as full as I want to get it, maybe a little bit more. Maybe enough time to go up to the fish tank. Let's go see how murky that water is. Pretty murky. And looks like there's a fish hanging out up on top of the Anacris, and when he saw me come up he hopped off. I think they sunbathe, I'm not sure. And here's the filter. So the sediments are falling out. Lots of little midge flies or something in there. The other one. Oh! I should put a leaf guard on top of this. Some netting or anything. If only I wasn't so lazy. Alright, that tub looks like it's at a good level. Turn off there. And I know everyone says chlorinated water is bad for microbial populations. However, I have not had any issues refilling from the hose, and anaerobic, it doesn't seem to be a problem. You just let it sit with no air for a couple days, for a few hours, and it starts getting nasty. Whew. In fact, I can smell it now, but that's probably all just stuff that's already been made and is not being made. The bacteria have to get back into gear. I really stirred it up in here. So, alright. So that's the process. So we drained it, we refilled it, stirred it up, and now it's going to sit here for a couple days anaerobic. I'll be watching the pH. This last time I didn't adjust the pH as much, and I let it go too low, and it got real stinky, especially when I stirred it, especially when I turned on the air. And so this time I'm going to try and keep the pH above 8.0, and we'll see how it goes. And that'll be less stinky. Still, it smells like mildewy gym socks, but not the hydrogen sulfide like everyone knows what it smells like. So, alright, I'm done.